Hello, welcome to the late news from ITV Border. The top stories this Tuesday. Letting his feet do the talking, the Cumbrian walking to number 10. And shut down, Pirelli staff face an extra week without work. Good evening. He covers many miles in his job as a truck driver and describes himself as a physical wreck. But Nick Lindwall is walking from Cumbria to London with a message for Gordon Brown, as Victoria Ho reports.
It's a common sight in the Lake District, preparing for a walk to take in the beautiful scenery. But Nick Lindwall's going a bit further, all the way to London. It's in protest at the way the country's being run, and he'll be delivering a letter to Gordon Brown.
I have a letter with me, which I will take to Downing Street, and my letter simply says, "Dear Prime Minister, thank you for what you have done. You have done enough. I look forward to an early general election and your imminent departure."
So Nick's incredible journey started at 7:15 this morning from his home in Rosgill near Shap. His 3-week odyssey will take him along the A6 all the way down to Luton, where he'll take the A5 down to Marble Arch in London. From Marble Arch, the pain's almost over, as it's just a short hop to Downing Street and hopefully the Prime Minister for Nick to hand in his letter. Nick's got 3 weeks to complete his crusade in a holiday from work. Nick's sleeping in B&Bs along the route. His message is serious, but he also wants this trip to be fun and plans to try out a different pub every night. But a planned 8 hours of walking every day is not everyone's idea of fun. Nick's angry about the credit crisis and says the country's heading for financial oblivion. Downing Street said today they were sorry to hear how Nick was feeling and added that the government's taking action to give people all around the country real help. Are you fit?
I'm a physical wreck. I'm mentally prepared, physically not.
So he's hoping while his feet do the talking, they'll also be up to the walking. Victoria Ho in Shap for ITV Border News.
And we'll be keeping an eye to see how Nick gets on. Now, up to 30 jobs are going at the model company Lilliput Lane, which has sites at Penrith and Langham. The company is owned by American firm Enesco. Manufacturing will cease at Penrith, but the job losses will be across both sites. Penrith's Lilliput Lane Visitor Centre is also to close. Nearly 1,000 workers at Carlisle's Pirelli tyre plant will be affected by a week-long enforced closure from tomorrow. It's the latest blow to the troubled factory, which began with a longer Christmas closure and a shorter working week. Andy Byrne reports.
Their future in doubt. Workers arriving for the evening shift at Pirelli are certain of only one thing: a 6-day enforced closure. The struggling plant lost supervisory staff in November, followed by a longer than usual festive period shutdown. Then there was a shorter working week. Now this.
It's something we knew was going to happen. I think at the end of the day we'll look to have a job where things are. So, I mean, if we're going to take a few days here and there, albeit.
It's just one of those things. There's nothing else you can do. Management's made their mind up what they want to do, so we'll just go along with it.
You think it's a reasonable strategy to save jobs?
In the long run, probably, yes.
How do you feel about the future?
Well, they keep telling us they're reasonably optimistic, but it doesn't look that way, does it?
Who knows? Who knows? Car industry, it's on its knees, isn't it? Hope it picks up, I really do, but I think it's a long way off.
This week-long closure was announced earlier this month, 24 hours after the government revealed a cash rescue package to help British car manufacturers fight the downturn. So far, it may be too early to see its effect. Earlier this month, the unions did say that as a strategy, it was preferable if in the end it saves skills and saves jobs. Meanwhile, many are still waiting to see if the government's £2.3 billion rescue package has any effect on easing the uncertainty that people here feel about the future of Pirelli. Andy Byrne at the Pirelli factory for ITV Border News.
A major cash boost is being offered to try to bolster Cumbria's hard-pressed rural areas. Altogether, £8 million worth of money and advice is being offered to people. The cash is available for farmers, foresters, small rural businesses and communities to apply for. The Cumbria Fells and Dales Rural Development Programme was announced at a launch in Penrith. It's being seen as a huge boost for the area to help people maintain and develop their businesses.
Inevitably, no amount of money is ever enough to tackle all the issues and problems that we face in rural Cumbria. We're obviously going to be focusing on ensuring that there's opportunities for upland hill farmers, for instance, to diversify their farms, so that they don't have to rely entirely on farming, so other members of the farm family will have opportunities. But we're also working with small local communities about how basic services are applied.
In football, Carlisle were up against Peterborough in League One. They really needed a win but finished 1-0 down. Meanwhile, in Scottish Division 3, Annan have been to Berwick. Annan are chasing a playoff place. That game ended 1-1. Let's take a look at the weather forecast.
I'm a diet traveller, baby. 4 light rates per year. I throw my undies in a case and just get out of here.
Good evening. Not a fantastic day on the cards tomorrow, but as we head towards the end of February, it is still feeling rather mild for this time of year, and compare this weather to what we saw at the start of the month. So tonight then, we do see cloud thickening up as we go through the night, with bits of patchy rain and drizzle in places. Temperatures dropping to around 4 or 5 degrees, possibly a little higher under the blanket of cloud. Sunrise tomorrow is at 7:11 with sunset at 5:40. Now, if you're out and about in the morning, you'll find it grey, you'll find it murky, you'll find it overcast. There's a band of rain heading down from Scotland, and it is bringing a fair bit of drizzle with it. Come about midday, early afternoon, it will have moved away from the north of the region, so you could see some nice bright spells in Dumfries and Galloway, and by the evening it should have cleared away from the whole region. Outlook, well, it is still remaining drizzly, it's still remaining cloudy and grey, I'm afraid. And here's tonight's picture. It's a stunning shot, this. It's a flock of rather noisy starlings taken by Anne Bone in Gretna. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your Shrove Tuesday. If you've fed your face with pancakes, you'll sleep rather well. Night-night.
ITV Regional Weather with BearMyBaby.com.
From all of us at Border, thanks for watching. Good night.